Hey guys, what is going on? It is DaBoki here once again. It is time for another MapleStory video. I am here playing Outblaze Wizard, and it recently got revamped here for MapleStory GMS. It's one of the Sing This Night classes, and a lot of people were actually pretty excited about this revamp. It took a while for the Blaze Wizard to get revamped, one of the last ones here, and it is pretty awesome. I felt like this revamp almost kind of snuck up on some of us because they snuck in this revamp with the Sword Art Online patch for MapleStory GMS, and I thought that was kind of interesting for them to do so. Just because the Sword Art Online, it's like, well, I don't think there's anything related to Blaze Wizards in there, but you know, they did stick a huge thing in there, the Blaze Wizard Revamp. So anyways, the Blaze Wizard is here, hot and flashy as ever. So I never really got to make a previous Blaze Wizard before it got revamped, so I wasn't really sure what changed and what stayed the same, but it seems all pretty new and awesome to me, very mobile, very AoE, and it's very easy to train. It seems like it just takes a lot of MP pots. So I get Mr. DaBoki here to second job, and it's pretty cool. And you know, I don't really have that much time to train him too much. I just wanted to get him to some skillful level and show him off to you guys. But anyways, I hope you guys do enjoy the Mr. DaBoki Blaze Wizard. So these past few months I've been pretty busy. You guys probably hear that a lot from everyone around you, including yourselves. You know, life just throws a whole bunch of stuff at your face, and whatever sticks becomes part of your face. But so I'm taking one of my last senior courses for computer science. It's called Software Engineering Principles. It's just pretty much imitating a real software developing environment. You're in a team and you're supposed to develop a product for a customer, and it's a pretty great experience. But something that's really great is the teamwork. Actually is the most learning part of this course. So we have this book that we're required to read for the course, and it talks about the dysfunctions of the team, and it talks about how the team can be more successful if they overcome these dysfunctions. And I want to go and talk a little bit about with you guys, because teamwork is important in our lives. It's not just a team for job, but with your spouse, your significant other, your friends. You guys are considered as a team, and how do you guys become closer and be more compatible with each other is if you guys overcome these dysfunctions. And they talk about this in this book, is that these dysfunctions are not only for like software developing teams or teams at work, but it's actually real relationship teams that you have in your everyday lives. So it really hit home with me, because it's like, wow, you know, I've seen this happen before with just my friends, relationships in the past, and it's kind of interesting, and I wanted to share it with you guys and see what you guys thought of it. But one of the parts that I want to go and talk about, or one of the dysfunctions, is the fear of conflict, and it's a very big dysfunction that happens within teams, relationships, you know, your friends, your parents, you maybe not too much of your parents, but mostly just people that you recently met, and it's this fear of having a conflict with them. So what this book talks about is that teams are dysfunctional when they have a fear of conflict, when they're kind of beating around the problem and they don't really want to, I guess, expose the problem and talk about it. It's like that white elephant in the room. They're kind of just letting it go, but it keeps coming back up, but they're not really solving it, because no one wants to really have that conflict, right? You don't really want to be frowned upon, or it's like, oh, it's that guy bringing up this problem again. But really, these conflicts are what brings people closer together. It's like polishing that rock, right? Or the cocoon of a butterfly just coming out, becoming beautiful as a little larva purpose. But anyways, back to the fear of conflict. You know, when we have conflict with people, if we're able to solve it and come out with a conclusion, then we'll be able to get closer with that person or with that group. It's like you guys went through some rough, tough times and you came out on top. It's like you fought a battle with that person next to you, right? You went through war, you saw death and blood and gore, and then you came back and you guys shared some of those experiences, those war stories. That's what I feel like sometimes what the conflict does to a group of people or a team or a relationship. And I see this a lot, you know, especially with new relationships with like boyfriend, girlfriend. You know, they're just always afraid to start something or argue, right? Because they're in this love bubble, maybe their first few weeks or months, and they don't really want to point out things that the other person is doing wrong, or maybe they have another different opinion, but they don't really want to share it because they're afraid that there's going to be a conflict and then they're going to be farther apart. But really what conflict does is it brings you closer together, because you guys put everything out on the table, and it's not just hiding something. Because these conflicts, you think, oh, if I just ignore it, it'll go away. No, they come back to you, and they keep coming back, and it's like this little pest that's just nibbling on your booty cheeks, and if you don't get it off, it will solve big problems. I'm not saying though, like, go out of your way to create conflicts if there is none, right? Like, don't go up to your friend and be like, you know what, we really haven't had a conflict in punch them in the face and like conflict solved. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying conflicts are important when they come up, and it's important that when you're in a conflict, don't bring outside matters into the conflict, but just focus on the conflict itself. You know, I'm curious on what you guys think about this, and if you guys have a fear of conflict within your peers, you know, your relationship. I think it's a really normal thing to have, you know. I don't think anyone would want to be in a conflict. It's not something you wake up in the morning and say, hey, I want to be in a conflict today with my best friend. It just happens. It's a natural process, and when you get through it, through the rough and the thick, then that's when you guys start to really shine together. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you so much for watching and so much for listening to me babbling on about junk. I always love making these types of videos for you guys. Thank you for letting me. This has been DaBoki, and we'll see you guys later.
It doesn't matter how you feel today, tomorrow.